So California is facing some of the toughest weather conditions on record. It's enduring a record heat wave and several wildfires, the largest of which has still not been contained.
Los Angeles has reported its highest ever temperature, an astonishing 49.4 degrees Celsius. That's 121 degrees Fahrenheit. I did not know thermometers could count that high. The creek fire near Fresno has burned more than 73,000 acres and it's still raging. Well, let's speak now to Colonel Jesse Miller, who's with the California National Guard. Colonel, how is the Guard coping?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. We're holding up pretty well. I mean, we're all motivated to be in this fight together with our interagency partners to help Californians.
If people get cut off, ordinary people, do you have the resources to rescue them?
Yeah, working together with CAL FIRE and CHP and all the folks across the total government in California, we do, particularly with our rotary wing, our helicopter assets.
And are people listening to the instructions and the warnings that you're giving them?
Well, that's typically the job of local law enforcement, the sheriff's departments, CAL FIRE. And yes, our observations have been that citizens of California are listening in and making sure that their families are safe.
Colonel, we're seeing the images on our screens now of some of those fires burning. Can you describe what it's like being in the front line against these incredible blazes?
Well, I mean, credit really goes to our service members, both the Air, Army National Guard, and our California State Guard that are on the front lines. There are extreme wind conditions, heat. The terrain is rugged, very steep, where a lot of these fires are taking place in Sonoma, Napa, Santa Cruz, and out in Yosemite area. And the smoke conditions make it difficult and a complex operation for our helicopter pilots. But all of these folks are experienced and engaged, and they're just weathering the conditions, no pun intended, to make it happen to protect Californians.
One of these fires was started by a party that was designed to reveal the gender of a baby, and they threw pyrotechnics. I understand this is not the first time that this has happened, but some 7,000 acres of fire were burned, acres burned because of that. I mean, how do you feel about people doing dumb stuff like launching pyrotechnics when it is insanely hot at the moment in California and very dry?
Right, it's definitely paramount for Californians and our visitors to be careful in these conditions and just be smart. We're already experiencing historic extreme heat conditions, dynamic winds, low humidity. So we're already grappling with what Mother Nature's put in front of us. So people just need to be smart and think before they act so we can all be safe.
What about the most vulnerable in the fires and the heat? I'm thinking of the elderly and those who don't have homes.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a challenge for the citizens of California, particularly in this pandemic environment where normally there might be more abundant sheltering available in cooling centers. So the Guard's doing its part with the other government partners to provide relief, help safely evacuate our residents, and then also guide them back into their homes when we're called on by our partners in the counties throughout California.
Colonel Jesse Miller, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, stay safe out there, Colonel Miller. This is really tough. Those temperatures that you were saying, James, 109 degrees, 49 degrees
I mean,
in
that's
California.
astonishing.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of homeless people in San Francisco, a lot of homeless people in LA. Even, you know, without the risk of the fires, you've got to get those people into places that are cool. You've got to keep them hydrated. It's a real challenge they've got on their hands.